welcome to the talk about fairies and dragons and modern world. I'm Olga Kuznetsova, and I'm your fairy messenger today. And I want to ask you if you have any questions or something that you would like to learn about fairies, actually.
How can we encourage the fairies to come into our work, more into our, so we can connect with them, and how will we know when they're around?
Okay, anything else? Anybody else? No? So actually, fairies, they do want people know about them. They really want that many people as possible would learn about them, because lots of people think that they are fantasies, and even though it seems like very popular to watch movies about fairies, about magic, people drawn to all these things, but it's still people use it kind of to distract themselves from the reality. It just They think, oh, it's just a magical world, but it's not real. I'm just gonna watch the movie, read the book about Harry Potter, and that's it. If you go to the library, right, to the children's storybooks, it's so many about fairies and dragons and magic, and it seems like we encourage our children to believe in Santa Claus, right, and magical creatures, but then at some point we like really think, well, that is not really true. And there is this kind of disappointment. So it's kind of, there is make-believe magic instead of the real magic. And what if it's actually possible? What if you don't have to say, oh, they're not true and it's all just mystery and fantasy? What if they really exist? How they would benefit our life and how we would benefit the whole earth and the whole world from like accepting them as real and starting to co-create together, because they've been on this earth longer than we were, and they dial in this world. They know everything about this world. It just at some point of their lives they did shift it. They made like shape shift, and they became a more high vibrational beings. So their bodies, they're not physical, they're etheric, but they still live here in parallel world. And they actually travel through one world to another. And for them, there is no time. They actually can travel through many times from past and present and to the future. So even though we look at fairies like something ancient, for them it's like, well, it doesn't really make sense because they travel through time. So for them, that this world is changing and it becomes more technological, and becomes we live in very busy areas, lots of people, lots of cars. For them, it's like it's okay, like because they still have their own etheric world, and they just can jump from one world to another. And most of the time they do through circle. So if you want to invite fairies into your life, more often you can create these circles, like use anything like little stones, buttons, anything to create a circle. And they like number 7. Number 7 means like you're on the right path. And how to communicate with them. So the most important thing, that because fairies are more like people, they're not like angels who don't have any ego. Fairies do have ego. They live in this world, and that's why sometimes they can be mischievous and play practical jokes on people, because they may just don't like what people do, and they can punish you for whatever they think the right thing to do. And so when you want to talk to the fairy or any elemental, pretty much, you have to be so open. You have to release all your guards. Open up your energetic field completely and say, here I am. It is what it is. Even those things that we feel we did something in our lives that we are not really proud, and we try to hide it and being maybe embarrassed for what we've done in our life and what happened to us. They're so compassionate. If you just put everything on the table, like, here I am, that's my life, and it is what it is at this point. They understand. They completely understand, and they embrace you the way you are. Because in this world, like, it's hard to be perfect, and we do things that we might judge ourselves, and everybody else can judge us, and they embrace you. So more open you are, the more attractive you become for the fairies and elementals. And just ask what you want. Like, ask, you know, please show up for me. Please show me any signs that you're here and that you're working with me. Show me the sign. And they will. And maybe not right away, because oftentimes they're very shy. If you go to the nature and call for them, it can take like a few minutes for them to show up, just very carefully to make sure it's safe for them to show up, and so you can see them. And probably at first you're gonna sense them. And some people more visual. If you close your eyes, you might see you through your inner vision first before they actually show up in more kind of physical way for you. And the way you sense them, it's just their energies. They're very light, they're very playful, but at the same time they're very soft. They're very soft and loving and kind and caring. And you just state what you want, like ask them to help you with any situation, and it can be house, it can be related to your job, work, housing, pretty much anything, because they know how to live in this world and how to make things work with ease. And of course, fairies never take anything seriously. They know you cannot take everything serious in this world. And it just, we live in this illusion, and there's so much beyond what we can see, and how in this universe there's a totally different perspective on things, not like we as human beings look at things. So just state what you want, and you can thank you them, even if you don't feel anything when you do that. Thank you them with like little gifts, like the sweet stuff, chocolate and candies, and so like shiny things. If you bring like some shiny stone and leave for them somewhere by the tree or in the grass, they love that. And just let it be, and more you do that, they learn about you more, and they actually if you ask them, they can help you also to communicate with them. They teach you how to communicate with them more. And also, like in this modern world, there are lots of people live in the cities, right? There is like less nature everywhere. But what they say, that even a small piece of nature, even if you just have a plant at home or you have an animal at home, it's pretty much your gate to this beings of nature. Like anything you have, you can connect to this plant in your house, and just put the intention, please help me to connect with all these magical beings of nature. And it will, it's like in the movie of what is it, Avatar, where everything is connected. So even you have a small piece of nature in your house, you just, even like a stone or seashell, you just take it in your hand and just close your eyes, and you're going to be connected to all this net of magical beings of nature. Um, and so, what else they say? They also, if you want to bring them into your house and into your yard, they like little lights, so you can decorate your place with little lights. And of course, if you use any figurines of fairies or dragons or anything like that, even butterflies, creating a fairy garden in your place is good, like even like a small piece like that. Um, and also you can like throughout the day in our life we get all this energy and all our mind always working, creating all this white noise, and so it's hard to connect and be always in balance. So to clear up the space and clear up your own energy field, use like real nature things like feathers. Like you can just do things like that and clear up everything. And you use like sprays. Like this one is water, a little bit alcohol, lavender, essential is lavender, rose, and orange, and you know spray it, and it also gives some boost and a more inviting atmosphere for fairies and other elementals to come in. What else? And so what they do, how they actually can help you also in modern life. So there is this creature that called brownies, and they're brown. They have brown eyes, they have brown hairs, they have brown clothes. Even their skin tone can be pretty brown. And those creatures actually like to live in the people's house. So they're like a housekeepers. And you can invite one of those to your place to take care of your house and make sure everything working out and everything is fine. So they can really assist you with like little things, keeping up with your house and while you're doing something else. They're also good clean up like toxic energies from like other people. If you go to work and there is like some kind of difficult situation and there's some toxic person there, you can ask fairies to clear up the space and clear up those energies that they're not gonna affect you that much. And dragons actually they do too. They actually hold the space for you, whatever you need space for, like energetic space to create something, or like again like just help you to be in this clean energetic space that nobody else can really can affect you that much. So dragons are really good at that, and they ground you really well. They ground you and you ground your ideas. Every time you get some idea to create something, they can help you to really bring it into the physical world and manifest it. And all elementals are like really good manifestors. Even though they're fun, they're joking, they're not serious, they're great manifestors. They know how to do that. So anytime you wanna just manifest something, just call for them and ask for assistance. Um,
Can we hear how you communicate with them? Like, give us an example of how you naturally would communicate, because you're farther down the road with this than we are. So I'd like to see it modeled.
Model.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
So, want to hear a couple stories?
Yes.
Okay. So, one story was many years ago. I had a dream, so so they make your wish come true. So I had this really big dream to go to the what is called Stonehenge.
Yeah.
And it's only one day a year, and it's during summer solstice when they actually open up the gate and you can go inside of the circle and touch all the stones.
Wow.
Yeah, and they have like ceremonies there, and it's like all night. People just stay there all night and celebrate. And people, thousands of people come from all over the world there.
Wow.
And I really wanted to do that. And my husband at that time, he was supposed to go to England about that time, but he wasn't sure like if he's gonna take me or not take me, leave me at home. And I was like, oh my God, I really wanna go, I really wanna go. And so one time I just closed my eyes, and I was thinking about that how important it is for me. And then I see and I sense in my third eye, so it was inner vision, this woman, and she's like really Celtic with really red long hair, and I can sense this heat. It's very pleasant, dry heat from her. And she came in, and I don't remember, she did something, and I'm like, oh my God, who is she? And I didn't know anything about the Celtic goddesses at the time. And I'm like, oh my God, who is she? Who is she? And then I talked to someone, and they said, oh, it must be Bridget. It's a goddess. It's a Celtic goddess. And like, oh my God. And of course, everything worked out. I went to England, and then there I'm trying to get to the Stonehenge. And again, and my credit card doesn't work, so like nothing works, and it's cold. I don't have the right clothes even to go for the whole night there. And and it's some just friends shows up there, and they provide me everything that I needed. And I went there totally by myself. And I went there, and people were so warm, and they were so like, even they didn't know me, but they were like, offering me a hot coffee and wine, and it was so beautiful. And you go and you touch all the stones, and you're supposed to find your own stone that resonates with you the most. So I did find my stone there. So that is kind of.
And what did your finding your stone do for you? Like what, when you found your stone, then what?
People say if you can come back there, so you always just go to the stone. But I was connecting to that place there, and and I don't remember, but it was like, it wasn't just magical experiences, and of course I remember that it was connected to my past life, and that's why I really wanted to go that much. And the other story is how you can use fairies for relationship. So, so another story. I was dating someone, and then he decided, to break up, and it was like completely like just a message, and that's it. We couldn't even talk. We couldn't even discuss anything. It's like just like that. Like, okay. And then a couple weeks goes by, and then I turn into the fairies and talk to the fairies, and here is this fairy queen comes up. There is like the queen of the queens. It's Una, and her husband, the fairy king, is Firvara. And there's those ancient king and queen from all this time, from Celtic mythology. And Firvara, the king, he is like a real elemental. He likes to party, he likes to have a good time and drink, and he loves women. So of course, during all his life, he has lots of affairs with different women, and the one from elemental kingdom, and with the human women also. So, and Una, this really gorgeous blonde, long hair, like goddess. And she has to deal with all of that, right? So every time you have any difficult situation in your relationship, it's good to call Una, because she has lots of experiences, and she can really teach you about different things. And here's I'm talking to her, and she's like, and she tells me exactly what to text back to this guy. And the things that I hear, I'm like, oh my God, I would never write things like that. I cannot do that. But I can keep hearing the same message. So I'm like, okay, and I'm texting the guy, and I think within 2 hours we met.
Tell us what you texted.
I I don't even remember what it was, but it was specifically for the situation for this guy. But it worked. I could not believe it. It worked. And we met, and we went back together. Even though it didn't really last for a long time, but we already kind of separated just because, like, I understood, okay, that's maybe not the right person for me. So it was more like peaceful ending.
Yeah.
So fairies can help with lots of things, and how I personally communicate with them. We can do some. Do you want to do it now? Something,
Yes.
yeah, for everybody. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Put some chairs here. So let's see. So just relax and just be open to any experiences. And we're inviting all the elementals who are here and who are willing and wishing to come and communicate with us. And I see there is like this big yellow dragon that comes in, and he really creates a circle around this room to keep it safe. That it's just gonna be experiences for us. And they come and just clear all the energies that just toxic and they don't serve us anymore. They can clear up some entities. And those elementals, I see them with very beautiful eyes. So I personally see just beautiful eyes right now. But everybody can sense them and see them differently. You can hear things, you can smell things, you might hear some music. And right now they do play some music to connect to our heart chakra, to our heart center. And what they're asking us to do to actually really to spread the magic that we have inside of us, spread this magic into the world and tell to more people about possibility of magic in this world, and talk more about connecting to spirit, the earth spirit. Because together we can create so much more in this life. Because them and we are both gonna benefit from this community. And if you open your hands and just allow, there is this, they put this little fires in the middle of our hands. to open up our channels and ability to heal consciously or unconsciously, because even we don't know any healing modalities and don't know anything about how to heal. Our presence among other people can be very healing, and we can use as healing abilities to heal the earth also. And together with those spirits of the earth, we can clean this planet from toxins and heal it everywhere where this planet was damaged. And I do see Una and Farvara walking in, dressed up really beautifully, and they just shine their energy to everybody. And they're very grateful for everybody to come. And they say that you are all messengers for them, and that you all can create a big difference in this world. And they do say that you need to heal your past. You need to heal your past. You need to heal your past traumas. And so if you agree to that, to clear it now, they're gonna clear it now. Lots of energies from the past that don't serve anybody. And there's another dragon that comes in and he swallows all these energies that don't serve you anymore. And it's connected to the past of all humankind. So he swallows everything that holds humankind back and makes it lighter. So we can actually have a lighter spirit and sparkle more and create from this place of spark. Create our future from the place of sparkling. And I do see the spirits of owls come in. There's lots of owls. So every one of you has its own owl, your own guide through darkness, through the situations that are not maybe clear, but this bird can guide you through anything. And little gnomes come in from the earth, they live beneath the earth. And they say if anybody has a garden that you need help with, they are more than willing to come to your garden and help with your garden, to keep it flourish, to keep it healthy, to bring more birds into your garden and butterflies. And there is another really big dragon that beneath of us, under the earth beneath of us right now. And he sent this energy to all of us right now, to this space. so we can have courage. And if we choose to have our power, our own power, allow ourselves to have that, they assist you with that. They provide this energy of activating it right now, so you can just choose for yourself if you want it. And there are fairies comes, they're more like fairy godmothers with magic wands in their hand. And they touch everyone with a wand. To activate, if you choose, your magic, your ability to create magic, and just sense that you are magical, because we believe in ourselves, we believe that magical, we we start using our abilities, we stop doubting our abilities, and we just, even though we don't know how practically to do magic, we can just do it with our intention, with our choice of changing something in this world and in our lives. And there are also stars, the sparkling stars that come from the sky. It's like a fairy dust. And we can open up our energy field and information about life and our life path. And this magic fairy dust goes into our life path in our life to create a difference and change there that is needed for the highest and best good of all. And you now, after you've done that, you always can now just think about this magical dust, the fairy dust from the sky, and call it any time for any situation where you need some change. And they're offering everybody also this magical clothes, like sparkly fairy clothes, the clothes of magician or wizard. So it's a kind of like coronation for you and celebrating of you as a magical being. And this way they show that they see you and they accept you and they see how magical and powerful you are and magnificent you are. They see you and accept you. So be it. Amen. And they are all willing to be with you and assist you, and you can really call them anytime. They're like everywhere. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. have any questions, I'm happy to answer you.
Yeah, what have you done to us? It's a joke.
Just magic. And and everybody can do that every time. Um, you choosing to work with elementals, with fairies, dragons, elves, gnomes in your area. They're really magical, and your life will become a magic. It just getting in this mindset that it's possible, and there is a real magic in this world, not just the fairy tales.
How do you work with us?
I work with you.
Do you work with people
Yeah.
one-on-one?
Oh yes,
And
yes.
how do you do that? And where do we find you? And where's your cards? And where's your booth? And where's your book?
She's your business manager, Angel.
Yeah, so I have a booth inside the building there, fairy messenger, and I do fairy readings, and my website is illumination process, and here's my flyers. So I just and I do have like a special promotion. I offer a 3 months program right now for $77, and like every month we'll spend about hour and a half where we would connect with magical beings, and we do like healing, like kind of like that. And it's gonna be every time it's different, depends what people go through, and we'll channel any fairies and dragons messages.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm a fairy too.
Yeah, I know.
know.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. I never seen it before. Like, oh
We
my
just
god.
met.
Yeah.
So I'm promoting you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Fairy.
We have to spread more fairies to the world.
Yeah.
It'll help out all of us.
And actually interesting thing that like I said before, the king, the Farvara, because he likes also earthy women, right? And so actually there are people on earth that looks like fairies because of him, and lots of incarnated fairies come into the bodies. And so more and more incarnated fairies and elementals come as humans right now, to really make a difference and really help people and fairies and elementals to connect back together, because there's so much more possibilities this way.
Do you communicate with the trees?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there's like even rock people and tree people, so you can just go and touch the tree or the stone and just communicate with that too. Start listening and hearing information.
I have a question. I also have a lot of fairies with me, and how would you say you can know when it's good to ask the fairies or send it to other beings that are better equipped for the job?
The question is when to ask fairy or somebody else to assist you?
Yeah, because like as you were saying, they all have different strengths and personalities, and sometimes you don't want the light, playful answer. You want a more deep, serious answer. And like I get answers from fairies that's the exact opposite from angels or larger beings. And so what's a good way to kind of know
Who to ask?
who to ask? Yeah.
No, like the way I do it, I just being open in the moment, and I'm like, hey guys. I'm having trouble right now, and it's again like being so open, like nothing holding back, like just from your heart, like open on the table. Here it is, and I'm just struggling right now. Everybody from the high vibration who is able to assist me right now, please show up and please guide me. And you're gonna sense it or see it. Somebody will come and gonna guide you.
Yeah, but I get different guidance from the
Uh-huh.
different beings, so you don't get that.
Oh, so like at the same time? And
Yeah, I get fairies are saying this thing, and the angels are
the
saying
angels saying
no.
another one.
Yeah, and I have
Oh.
other beings that are saying other things. It's they're
I think it would be good then for you just to get grounded and maybe to work with more earth elements like dragons and something that would help you ground you so you don't really, your energy doesn't really move in a different direction in different worlds at the same time. It's because it's not only what they say you need to do, but it's actually about your own being to be powerful. So I would say listen to the voice that empowers you the most, that empowers you to be the magnificent beings that you are.
Great. That's right on. That feels in alignment. I don't know if that works for you.
yeah. I mean, that's generally what I do. I can feel like, for example, if I have a big issue that I'm moving through. And then this is the manifestation of it right now. You see, there's fairies over there.
Can we have everybody's attention at the front of the room? That'd be
Why I'm
awesome.
saying that, I have very much trouble with my dreams. I don't remember them. And right this minute, that's what I was dreaming. But I know that I have to learn something, but I don't remember. And right now, exactly this setting is what I was dreaming. Really?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's like all comes together.
that's
I guess
funny.
at some point.
Wow. Yeah,
That was being in your power right there, saying that,
Right,
to the room.
right,
Like,
right.
let's bring our attention out
Yeah,
front,
like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of
Yes,
my
ma'am.
answer is like, see, they're over here, they're over here, they're over here, and then like me being the central.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the one to be like quiet.
Yeah.
I need a clear answer. So
Yeah.
maybe it's in my power to kind of rein it in. Yeah.
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
Make a table. Like this problem, this being. This problem, this being.
Oh, that's a good suggestion.
No, you make a table.
Yeah, I'll make a table. Yeah, for each problem to contact and the phone number dial. Yeah, I think it's really about clearing up your own space, your energetic field, and just being in your own energy more. Just being maybe going outside on the nature, just detoxing your own energy.
And there may be other people in your energy field. Like if you clear out other people out of your field, then you'll start to hear your voice more powerfully than all the other voices. And maybe they're just mirroring what's going on inside of you. And they're like, well, if you get clear, then we'll get clear. And, you'll get clear. And you won't get all the other distractions, other people's voices. Because this room was mirroring
Yeah.
what was going on inside of you.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also magical, isn't it?
yeah.
That it's all going on inside
It's
of
all
us.
inside of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I feel like it's if you want to start with something, just start with a dragon. Find
It's very
your
grounded.
very grounded, and it's gonna space, and it's gonna create keep the space for you too. The dragon gonna come and it's gonna keep your space your space. So it creates a space for you to finally kind of from inside to show up and grow your own energy, feel your own light and start shining it. So he's gonna keep this space for you to do that.
Yeah. And nothing like a dragon to clear space.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting because I've asked this question to several other people who channel and talk to these energies, and they all have a different being that they guide me to. So it takes me back to the core issue. You know, because you're
Right.
like the dragon, and the other one's like, oh, you're Archangel Michael, of course. And the other one's like, but you have your witch. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so it's funny how that
Yeah.
continues.
They're all tricking you.
No, don't listen to him. He's a
He's a
trickster.
fairy.
He's one of
Just a
those
fairy.
fairies.
But that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. It's, go play.
Yeah.
No. This is not a time to play. No, it's fine. Go play. Like,
Well, the fairies do that, like personal experience. Last night you think, oh my, I need to get prepared for the show, and things like that. Okay, and I no, come on, let's go dance.
Because they don't want you to take life too serious.
Yes, exactly. And in the same time, when you go dancing and you play and have fun, your energy expands. You feel good, and then you actually shine this feeling good energy into the universe, and you change your world this way, just shining this feel good, and it's already enough.
Dancing, singing, playing,
Yes.
Be happy,
being happy.
be open for something.
And I noticed it for me again, like it's even was like I was in university and studying, right, and it's time for the like taking exams, right, so everybody sits all night long with the books and I noticed if I'm gonna sit the whole night with the book, then I'll get not as good results if I would just I know what I know and I'm gonna go party. And then I go the next day and I would get an excellent mark.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. And we're gonna have the Dowsers come up next, and they're gonna be setting up, and we'll be starting at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Have any questions? See me at the table. I'm gonna be today and tomorrow.
I listened to her and I was like, I didn't totally get your name. So it's like,
okay, Michaela.
Michaela.